Good day, traders. This is Rich with some price action on the markets. Currently 5:45 p.m. October 15th, 2021, Friday. That's right. It is late for me. Had to run out at 3 o'clock to drive kids around. You know how that goes. I had to do that yesterday. So make sure you subscribe to the channel if you're new, like the video, share the video, and comment on the video. I appreciate it. I hope all is well. Go into the weekend pretty nicely, actually. Found a better day today overall. Probably one of the better weeks I've had in like 2 or 3 months. Probably since June, I would say. So July, August, September. Yeah, so three and a half months. This week was pretty good. There were some opportunities. And actually today there was some news. News really came in. Yesterday I spoke about trading pops on news with CNBC or some kind of like quick post about like a tweet where it will go up and drop. But today we had some interesting news in 2 stocks, and I'll get into that in a second. So here's how my day went. I was up 506 on the day. This BTBT is not how I started my day. I started my day up on Alcoa, and I'll get to that. Actually, I'll just do BTBT with Bitcoin flying through the roof right now. You can see it down here, up 4,200, up 7%. I mean, I don't know what to say about Bitcoin. It's one of those interesting things where technology is just there. I have no comment about it. I'll be honest with you. I got access to it really early back in, I don't remember. It's been kind of good to me, but I don't really care for it. I don't really know what it's doing. I just kind of watching the price at this point. So anyway, BTBT, Bit Digital, which is a Bitcoin kind of play. I tried trading it through this level and it just didn't work out for me, and I lost $80 on it. But that was after I was in this AA stock, AA being Alcoa. Earnings yesterday, really breakout day today. Tried getting in at the 51 level. I tried getting in at the 52 level, but then I got in at the 53 level with like 500 shares, I think it was, and I just kind of sold. It's just really quick because I've traded Alcoa in the past, and it's usually the average daily range is pretty tight. But on this day, it was flying. I mean, it was up 7.5% or 15.25%. And this is a nice pullback here. I didn't even think to take it. I probably should have. As always, the shoulda, coulda, woulda. Hindsight always looks better after the fact. There's plenty of open trades on this thing. And it just kind of kept going. So I had a nice trade on that one. But Tilray was a quick news pop. Here, you can see it here. I actually got in. I'm like, this thing's not going. It's not going. So I got out and I got like a small gain. UPST has just been on fire lately. Oh, we talked about, look at this daily on UPST, just insane. It's funny because back in last year when it came out in IPO, I mentioned this in another video, I used to trade it in these 3-4 bars. Imagine if you held it at 40, came back to test it, never touched the lows, and then never looked back. And now we're at 390. It actually went through 400 today, went to 401.49. There were some plays in it. It set up really nicely early, like right here. I did not hold on to it because it did come back and jam. It would have jammed me out by a point. So I'll take the $98. I can only trade like 100 or 200 shares on UPST. And this is a tough trader because it can slam in your face. Obviously, it can work in your favor all the time, but it can slam in your face. So MRNA, we've talked about MRNA and with news, and this was kind of bad news for it. And I jammed it with 100 shares real quick. I actually had someone call my office, so I was kind of like uncomfortable trading at that time. Like, what do you get out? But at the same time, I jammed it with 100 shares, and I sold 50. Then I sold a quarter, and then I sold a quarter. I made $100 on it, $116 on it. So that was a good news play. I got in around 331.50. Yeah, right around here. And I sold it, on this push down. Actually, it popped back up and then make more lows down to 319. Is what it is. I got my piece, I would say. And then Disney was news, which turned out to be fake Disney news, which was like an ESPN spinoff. We got it really early. We got the news really early, and then the circulation of the news really spread. And I got in this thing. It pulled back 20 cents on me. I wasn't in heavy. I was only for 200 shares, and I was up pretty good on the day. And I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna sell it because the news. I didn't understand the news completely, and then all of a sudden it just took off. The volume came in. You can see the candles here. I jammed back in with 300 shares and wrote it up and got 100. So I had lost $50 and then I made 176 total. So that was like a $220, $230 trade on like 300 shares. And, we're getting in around 76, I think it was, and riding up for 2 points, 2.25. Because on the initial news, 3-4 months ago, I would have jammed in with at least 500 shares on Disney on that kind of event. And it would have kept going. But in this case, and then news came out that it was fake. Well, not fake, but that Disney actually did not say they're spinning off ESPN. So then all of a sudden the stock came all the way back. Pretty much where I sold the first time I lost. It's funny, I came back to this VWAP line here, but like this is where the initial pop was. Usually when you get like that kind of news that wasn't really situated or proper, it would have come all the way back down to this level. But I think the markets were just kind of holding it up because it was a pretty strong day on the overall markets. We had, Nasdaq's only 73, but the Dow was up 382 coming off yesterday. If we go back to the SPY, you can see here, we got an island forming here. We can get back to 450. I really wanted to get down to that 420 level before we made highs, but based on the markets right now, I think we're going to 450 before we get to 420. And, just got to ride it and see what happens. We have a lot of news coming out with earnings, and then we have a lot of news with the economy. It's still a pretty uncomfortable situation. I just drove by a gas station, 365 now for gas, 365. I'm in Pennsylvania. I go to Ohio, which is really 20 minutes from me, to a nice big gas station. It's like 50 to 60 cents less. We have huge taxes in Pennsylvania, of course, and that's a whole different story. So we'll watch Bitcoin over the weekend. This is kind of like a craziness here. It's just crazy to watch. I could see this thing, it's made this run, but we've seen what it can do in a day, right? So we've seen it go from 52,944 to 42,830 in one day. So we've seen this thing drop 10,000 in a day. So at any particular time, this can go. I think it's going to test the highs, which the all-time highs was 64,899. So maybe 65, we'll call it. It tested 65. I can guarantee we'll pop through 65 and then it'll reverse back down. But that's a whole different story. So you guys have a great weekend. I'm glad I was able to get this video in. I wasn't sure if I was going to, and I will be back on Monday. So great day to finish up. I'm happy. Hope you guys did well. Talk to you soon.